Hi, and welcome to On the Shelves at ACPL. It is February, and February is Black History Month, so we are going to be featuring books for our youngest patrons up to through adults about Black history. So this first video is going to be our picture books that are best for our youngest patrons. So let's get started. My first pick today is Waiting for Pumpsy. It is by Barry Wittenstein, and it is the story of a young boy and his family. They live in Boston, and they are waiting, anticipating the first Black Major League player for the Boston Red Sox. The Red Sox were the last team to integrate, so this family had seen other teams put African-American players on the field, and they were just eagerly waiting for it to happen in their city. And when it does, it is Elijah Pumpsy Green who gets pulled up, and this story tells about his very first days as a Boston Red Sox and what a difference it made in their community. So this is a great book to read to kids because it was not that long ago that this occurred, to share with them what it meant for African Americans to see someone of their color on the baseball field. My next choice is The Bell Rang by James E. Ransome. It is a story about slavery. A family of slaves begin their day every day with the bell ringing on the plantation, and they know that means that it's time for them to get their day started. The young girl goes to be educated while her older brother and her parents and the other slaves go out into the field to work. And one day the bell rings, they get up, and instead of just saying goodbye, her big brother gives her a kiss, and he doesn't come back. And so the next day when the bell rings, he is gone, as well as some of his friends. So this book is a great way to introduce the concept of slavery to young children, and it is also a great way to talk about how upsetting this was, not only for the people who left, but for the people who were left behind, and how difficult it was to worry about that family member who has run away, and hope against hope that they made it to freedom. My next choice is That Is My Dream. It is by Langston Hughes and Daniel Miyares. If you do not know who Langston Hughes was, he was a wonderful poet. He grew up in the Jim Crow era and wrote this beautiful poem about how things might be different one day, and that children of all races might run around and play together and drink at the same water fountain, and lay on the field and watch clouds go by and do all the things that kids do. But at the time, they were doing it in separate spaces. So this book is beautifully illustrated, and of course the poem is also very beautiful and poignant, and would be something that any child would enjoy listening to. And my last choice for our youngest users of the library is Be a King, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s Dream and You, and it is by Carole Boston Weatherford. This book has illustrations of both things that Dr. King did, as well as children doing similar things and making a difference in their communities. And the book really drives home the fact that children can make a difference even when they are very young. And of course, that is only a few of the books we have in the library for our young patrons to enjoy about Black History Month. If you will notice behind me, we have our display up with books for all ages, as well as books in our children's section that we'll be happy to pull for you if you would like to get some. If there are any that I talked about today that you would like to put on hold, you can go to our catalog at alancelibraries.org or call any of our branches and we'll put it on hold for you. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time on the shelves.